Okay, so revisiting turbo straight six, mainly because I had a exhaust manifold problem that the exhaust pipe was rotted out pretty bad, so it just kept breaking, and I've been kind of just welding it in patches back together, and it finally just gave up life and just pretty much fell off the truck. And then having to pull the exhaust off the side of the motor, I figured I might as well take a little bit of extra time, and I mean a very little bit of extra time, to rebuild the setup I had initially designed for it, just to see if the motor would even handle it. So I'm going to give you guys a shot of what I've done to fix a few problems. And I relocated the turbo. It's no longer on top of the engine like you'd see on Power Stroke, something similar to that. I stuck it down by the battery, which I'm going to relocate at some point and put a filter on it. But yeah, I got a nice PVC pipe running to connect the dots, and that's the new setup. Still in the works. I've got somewhat of a downpipe on it. It's quiet, believe it or not. And there's my new setup, if you can see it. So, yeah, cool stuff. What's up, America? So, I figured I'd do a recap video on my F450 project truck that I had built last year. Turbo straight six, 5-speed, dual drive, dually, all that jazz. You guys haven't seen it for a while because I've been working on the Mustang. And I just drug it out today. I parked it this spring because I blew a head gasket in it. So I hope it's that simple. I got a spare motor just in case it's something worse. But I went down to Vermont, bought a crew cab, old body style Ford. And on my way back, I made it to New Hampshire and blew a head gasket. So I believe ended up having to tow both vehicles back, which ended up being quite a good time. Not really, but anyway, so I drug it out today. Here it is. It's all kind of just got shit thrown all over it from sitting all summer. Let's see. I got really mad this winter and figured I'd do a nice little fourth gear to the carpet. Not really a burnout, there was snow and ice. So I was just fucking off anyways, and ended up blowing the drive shaft in 2 pieces. And here's the other end of it. So when this bad boy came apart in 4th gear, under about 10-11 pounds of boost, it came apart and wrapped around, smashed into the transmission. Okay, broke the starter off of the transmission, broke the whole piece that holds the starter in, so the transmission is basically garbage because it doesn't have a bell housing. It's a one-piece tranny, and I don't really want to mess with having that piece welded back on. I guess it could be, but I have a spare tranny anyways, long story short. So pulled it out to change the transmission, maybe pull the head off, see if the head gasket is what failed. If so, just change that. If I think it's something worse, I'll throw the spare motor I picked up in it. This drive shaft that broke, I did build myself out of 2 drive shafts, and it worked great. It wasn't balanced, so I get up about 60 miles an hour. It'd vibrate pretty damn bad. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have one made that's rugged enough and balanced so it doesn't shake. I mean, this truck only does like 65 miles an hour is like pushing it pretty good. It's got 513 gears in the rear and a 5-speed with an inline 6. So, I mean, it's not made for speed. It's made for towing. I wish I could get 75 miles an hour out of it comfortably. That'd be better for the interstate for sure. But I mean, I'll live with it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this old girl. Yeah, it's raining today. It's crappy out, and I just figured I'd pull it out, and maybe that would coax me into getting things swapped over. I had thought about, I picked up this spring I picked up an F250 that was it was a rot box, and it had a good run in 351 Windsor in it, which I've got over here. I thought about swapping, this hunk of metal into there, but I mean, honestly, I just think the coolness of the straight six being turboed and just the whole setup of the truck and being built from scratch, I want to keep it this way. So I guess maybe down the road it might get swapped out to a V8, but I doubt it. The straight six has a real cool sound to it that you can't really match with a V8. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with this girl. So stay tuned, and we'll get this bitch running again and see. I might put like a Cometic multi-layered head gasket in if that's what failed this time. I don't have a wastegate on it either, and that's it has the factory wastegate on the Perkins turbo that I got, but I have no idea. I mean, it starts to open at 10 pounds, which is way too much for this stock fuel system. It leans right out. So I'm gonna put an external wastegate on it and get the boost back under 8 pounds. It goes good at 5 pounds. I mean, it's 10's just too much. Maybe upgrade the fuel system too somewhere along the lines, but this is the only truck I own, so I want it to get through the winter without breaking again. So I'm going to try and numb it down a bit, because like I said, it goes fine even under 5 pounds of boost. So also no intercooler, and I think that was really what did me in. I was coming up a steep hill in 5th gear, and it hit like 10 to 12 pounds of boost right in there, and I didn't even know what happened until I pulled over at a gas station to get fuel, and I realized it was blowing white smoke out of the stacks. I was like, what the hell? So yeah, that was, like I said, that was fun. Not really, but yeah, so intercooler would be great. Wastegate, blow-off valve, all that. I didn't have a blow-off valve on it, so every time I shift, that thing would surge the turbo, and it was really not, I don't know what I was thinking taking it all the way to Vermont with this setup. I guess because it did so good around town and whatnot that I was like, fuck it, we'll see how tough these straight sixes are. They're pretty tough, but not 12 pounds of boost up a hill towing a truck that's like twice the size of this one. So yeah, that was fun. Again, not really, but yeah, stay tuned, guys. We'll get this thing going again, especially for the winter, because it's the only truck I got, and I don't want to drive my Mustang in the winter. Peace out. Alright, so turbo straight six, pulled it out yesterday, and figured, hey, what the heck. I was feeling antsy this morning, so I said I'll pull the transmission out, since that's definitely got to be swapped out. And yeah, it's a lot worse than I thought. I originally thought it was just the starter housing that was broke. It broke the entire bell housing up and around the top of the transmission. It's in 3 pieces. It's dirt from me dragging it out from the truck, but I mean, it broke that thing clean off. No saving this one. I mean, I guess if you was really good at welding crappy aluminum. But yeah, figured I'd share that with you guys.